Hey folks, we are here today at the Grove in Kennesaw Farms, right here in Gallatin, Tennessee. We are going to be taking a walkthrough of this model townhome by Southeastern building. This is a Finnegan floor plan. It is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, and it comes in at 1,750 square feet. This is one of two floor plans that they have here at the Grove at Kennesaw Farms. This is actually the smaller one. The other one is the Leland floor plan, which we will explore on this channel sometime in the future as well. Now, if you're not familiar, the Grove at Kennesaw Farms is part of a larger development that Southeastern Building has been developing over the last several years and will continue to develop. It's going to connect from the start of Kennesaw Farms all the way over to Westfield, which I've also covered on this channel. You've also seen the paddock, which is part of Kennesaw Farms as well. So be on the lookout for more building by Southeastern here in the years to come. But on that note, let's go ahead and take a walkthrough of this Leland floor plan right here at the Grove at Kennesaw Farms in Gallatin, Tennessee.
Okay, now here we are outside in front of the Finnegan model home, and as you can see, it is a 2-story plan, and it does feature a single car garage there as well. There's a few different elevations that they have for the Finnegan, so depending on what's available, it might look a little bit different out front. You also have this little porch area right here, as you can see, and you just saw on the screen it says they are starting basically at $349.9 right now. Now there's some that are a little more expensive. If you're gonna get an end unit, right, where you only have one neighbor, you may be paying a little bit more. There are some that are currently on the market for more like $355. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. And here we're taking a look at the ceiling of this little foyer section right here. And you've got this nice hallway which leads into the open concept kitchen, dining, and living room area, which we're gonna check out in just a second. I was having a hard time getting the door closed while I was filming this, so forgive me. You do see there's a bench here. Be a nice spot to maybe have some cubbies for shoes and whatnot. And all this stuff that we're walking past right now, I'm gonna check it out again in a second. But I really wanted to get to what I feel like is the heart of the home right here, which is this open concept kitchen, dining, and living room area, which you can see right here. There's also a walk-in pantry, which we'll check out in just a moment. But if you have a family, again, this is a 3-bedroom. This is a nice spot here to sort of be the hub of the energy of the home. You can entertain here. You can have your get ready for school mornings here as well, and you can certainly all enjoy this living room area together. It's a nice area to have in a townhome this big. You don't always see this in a townhome, but with all of the beds and baths, full baths I should say, are being upstairs, you're able to have this available to you in this floor plan. It's a little bit different in the Leland. They do have the primary bedroom on the first floor, so it's kind of distributed a little bit differently. But this plan here, it is a little bit smaller, but this open area here is a little bit more is a little bit bigger than what you would find in the Leland. So that's a nice thing to be able to have. As you can see, you have a kitchen island here, and as far as appliances and whatnot, actually, as of the recording of this video, now this may change depending on when you're watching this, but they are actually having a back-to-school special, Southeastern is, for these homes here at the Grove, which features a free washer, dryer, and refrigerator. And again, as of the recording of this video, they're also giving $11,500 towards closing costs if you use their preferred lender and title company. That's a really incredible deal. The market has certainly been slow this year and really the last couple of years. So builders find ways to get people incentivized, okay? Now that being said, you want to have somebody there who's advocating for you and making sure you're sort of putting on the brakes so that you're not getting into anything too quickly without knowing exactly what you're getting into. I've had clients work with Southeastern before, just recently over at Stonecrest. They actually got a townhome as well, different floor plan though, and it was a really smooth process from start to close. And so in general, I think Southeastern, they're a local builder. It's kind of a different vibe when you're working with them versus working with somebody like a Pulte or a Beazer or, what have you, sort of those like big national builders. It's a little different though. This is a local builder, but they are of some size. I mean, you've seen, if you live around, Sumner County, you have seen Southeastern signs around, whether they're building a neighborhood, they do a lot of commercial properties, they basically do everything, and they have a huge presence here in Sumner County and a little bit over in Wilson as well. Now, as you can see here, we are walking in this walk-in pantry. Again, for a home of this size to be able to have, something like that is super convenient. You don't always find that. In general, I do recommend that, if that's something that's a must for you, always have a list of the things that you need and that you'd like to have, but don't necessarily have to have. Sometimes the walk-in pantry is one of those things that people just need, and if that's something that is, necessary for you, the Finnegan is definitely an option. Now, in a moment here, we are going to walk outside, and we're just going to kind of check out this area back here. It's nice and private. You don't always have something like this with a townhome. In fact, over at Stonecrest in Hendersonville, which is also a Southeastern development, they do have back porches, but they're basically like sort of part of the actual building itself, right? They kind of come inward a little bit. Whereas these have no roof over the top of them, right? So you're kind of exposed to the elements, but you do have these nice private fences over here on either side. You can do a lot with this as far as decoration and whatnot. Now, obviously, these homes right here do have the sort of shrubbery right behind it, right? You do have trees and whatnot. You're not always going to have that, though, depending on where you're at in this development. But it is a nice thing if you can get that to be able to have that. One thing I want to point out, and this is not a knock at all, because this is just a totally natural thing that happens all of the time to any home if you're in Tennessee, and it's not just a Tennessee thing necessarily, but you'll notice kind of at the bottom of the building over here. Now we're taking a look underneath, but if you look at the bottom over there, you see that it's a little discolored, right? That happens. That can be power washed away. That's not a big deal. So if you see something like that, just know that it's not something that's unique to this property. This is just something that you're going to find all the time. You can have that taken care of pretty easily, and usually, in fact, I shouldn't just say usually, they're going to take care of that for you before you get into the home, because all the little imperfections and whatnots that you're going to find around the house, Southeastern, and I just did this, a few weeks back with some clients of mine. They'll have you do what's called a green dot walkthrough, where basically they hand you over 1,000 green dots, and you just walk around the house, and any little imperfection or anything that you see, you put a green dot on it. And the next day, they bring people in, they fix it all up, and then you go and you check it out, and you make sure everything got done right, and then, you're good to close, right? So if you do ever see little things in these, whether it's a townhome or any sort of new construction home in general, little imperfections and whatnot, they do take care of these things before you actually close on the home. You just got to point it out to them. Now here is the inside of that single car garage we were talking about earlier. We were looking at the home out front, and it does have the water heater located in here as well. One great thing about buying a new home is that the systems are always new too, so that's not something that you have to worry about. But don't skip the inspection. If you are going to be purchasing a new construction home, you need to have it inspected, okay? Don't skip that step. It's really important to make sure that everything is functioning with the home. I was talking to an inspector not that long ago, actually, and he was saying that he often finds things that need to be taken care of in new construction homes. And so it's not something that you can sort of forego. It's in your contract. You have the right to do it. Make sure you take advantage of that. Okay, so as we head upstairs here, one of the big differences between this floor plan, the Finnegan, and the Leland is the fact that you do have the primary bedroom located upstairs as well as the laundry room, okay? So if you're one of those people who must have that primary bedroom for whatever reason, or the laundry room as well down on the first floor, then you're going to want to take a look at the Leland as opposed to the Finnegan. Okay. One other thing to know about this primary bedroom it is located towards the front of the home. Okay, so you are basically like right at the edge of the street over here. I mean, you're up on the second level, but some people don't like that, so just kind of be aware that is where that's located. It's either you or the kids, right? Either you're going to be near the street or the kids are going to be near the street. So just kind of keep that in mind. You do have a nice walk-in closet here, which you can see, and some people they like being closer to the kids, right? Some people want some separation from the kids. Some of you may not have kids, and you just want the extra space. So maybe it just comes down to, whether you are going to be using one of those rooms as an office or, a library, whatever it may be. Just make sure you kind of spend some time thinking through what that might be like, and what make most sense for you. Now, in a moment here, we are going to step into the primary bathroom, but I also haven't even really got a chance yet to talk about some of the amenities and the benefits of living here at the Grove and being part of Kennesaw Farms. So first off, what's really nice about being in a townhome is that it's maintenance free. Okay. Now you are going to be paying a $240 a month HOA fee. Okay. It's really important to know. And that's going to provide you with access to the other amenities, which include the pool. They have a junior Olympic size pool, a clubhouse. They also have playgrounds, and there's some green space that they have available, as well as a fitness center. So there's a lot that comes with that. And again, you do have maintenance of the exterior of the home, as well as the lawn and the shrubbery and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about that. So maybe you don't have kids. Maybe you are retiring. Whatever the situation is, being in a maintenance-free community has its benefits. It does cost some money, okay? But, there's a lot less that you sort of have to worry about with the maintenance of the home. Now, everything on the inside of the home is up to you to take care of, okay? But everything on the outside is part of that HOA fee, right? One other thing that your HOA fee does as well is there's like a bundled insurance that sort of covers the whole row of homes. So that's kind of locked into that $240 every month as well. So just kind of be aware of that. And one other thing you should be aware of is that the Grove here at Kennesaw Farms is zoned for station camp schools. I cannot tell you the number of people that I talk with and that I work with that want station camp schools. I've got some clients right now under contract in another subdivision who are, it's not the only reason, but it's a big part of the reason as to why they are having a home built there, is because they want station camp schools. It is very highly sought after. Also, just being here in Sumner County, you do also have access to Merrill Hyde, which is a K through 12. That is, available to everybody. You do have to test into it in order to get into it. Now, one little note, we talked a little bit earlier about green dots and all that kind of stuff. You saw that those light bulbs were out. Something like that, little things like that, those will always get taken care of if you're walking through a home that's already completed and you see something that's not taken care of. Don't ever concern yourself about little things like that. They will be taken care of before close. The builders are good about handling that, and I know that Southeastern in particular is. I just had a closing with them a few weeks back, and they did a great job of taking care of all those little issues. Now, I know earlier in the video I flashed it up on the screen, and I will one more time before this video is over, but my name is Darren A. Wilson, and I'm a realtor here in the Nashville area. I love helping people out with the new construction process. If you are going to be purchasing a new construction home, I do always recommend that you have representation. Even if it's not me, at least work with somebody who's been through the process before, okay? These new construction contracts are often very complicated. They're different than the ones that we would normally use for a resale home. They're usually particular to the builder, so just kind of be aware of that. There's different contingencies, different contingency periods, different contingencies that you may need to meet, and timelines and deadlines, all that kind of stuff. Navigating lenders, navigating appraisals and loan contingencies and inspection periods and all that kind of stuff. That's really where we shine. That's really, what we do is help you to navigate that stuff to make sure that we're hitting all those, that we're not missing anything, and that all of the details are understood before we get under contract. It's important to get that stuff sorted out before you put your name on the dotted line, so to speak. So even if you don't use me, get somebody to represent you, okay? And take heart in knowing that the builders do compensate agents very well. So it's not something that you're going to have to come out of pocket for. There's always different types of scenarios, right? We can talk about those, but in general, you're not going to be sort of losing out on your equity in order to have some representation.
Hope you enjoyed the tour. If you have any questions about this floor plan or about Kennesaw Farms, Southeastern building, or you're just interested in the new construction home process in general, you can shoot me a message right here, either to my email or my cell phone. You can also give me a call if you'd like as well. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Once again, I'm Darren A. Wilson. I'm a realtor here in the greater Nashville, Tennessee area, and I love helping people with the new home construction process, whether you're having something built from scratch or you're just buying a quick move-in, whatever works for you. Give me a call and let's see if we can't figure something out together. Also, if you want to get my 5 mistakes that all buyers should avoid, you can download that right here. And finally, if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel right here. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye now.